Batwoman Season 2, Episode 17, titled Kane, Kate, and how do you know how many takes it took for me to see the actual title of this episode very correctly? I wanted to say Kate, Kate. My mouth wanted to say Kate, Kane, but I knew it was Kane, Kate. Bit of a tongue twister. It's not like that. It's just like one of those like say what you want to say, but in a verse. Anyway, so this is the second last episode of Season 2, and it's not bad leading up to the final episode. You pretty much have the gears in motion. You pretty much know, okay, next episode is all going to be about getting Black Mask, fighting Black Mask, having one being Batwoman, however they're going to solve this whole. Kate thinks she's Black Mask's daughter, who is a sociopath. How they're going to solve that? Are they going to have Kate do one big heroic? She's going to say the goodbyes. Is she going to be Kate be Kate again for Season 3, and it's going to be like a Batman and Robin situation, or a Batman Beyond type of thing? Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they solve this, because there's always this kind of question of like okay, you got this other version, but you also got the OG. How are you going to do with this? But this. But here's the thing: all the stuff dealing with that was intriguing and interesting, and it was a twist, because in a way it was a twist and a twist, because we all thought it was just Kate, basically basically Two-Face in a way. I mean, something Batman later with where a character with split personalities, or isn't that far of a stretch of, you have Kate, in her mind, which is in Kate's body, but you have, Cersei Soronis kind of battling out and saying, no, I'm going to take over your body, and all that kind of stuff. And we all thought it was that. And they're like, nope, Cersei's in their body. And you're like, okay, this works. This works. It feels fluid. It's a twist that doesn't feel so janky or feel like, hey, we're going to do it for a twist's sake. It feels like, okay, yeah, it's naturally. It's a natural thing of, two minds in one body, and it's Batwoman's, the OG Batwoman. So it's but I do hope, don't kill Kate. I just because I'm thinking, because I'm like, but Kate is Batwoman. Kate Kane's Batwoman. Kate Kane's Batwoman. Batwoman's Kate Kane. You know what I mean? In my head, so it's a little bit. I'm like, I was like, please, let's do this Batman and Robin situation. Anyway, the odd thing about this episode is the stuff doing with Alice, though. Ocean died, and untimely so, she's grieving, and everything's fine in the first scene of 2. But then we kind of have her putting, spoiler alert, the scene where she's putting the ashes on into the ocean. So she's putting Ocean's ashes inside the ocean. Okay, that makes sense. And you have Sapphire doing the last spiel of like, you should join me, and we are one together. We could be something together, in a very romantic way, because we all know, back in episode 7 or 6 of the season, that Sapphire had a thing for Beth or Alice. So I was thinking, okay, she's trying to be like, please be my lover, please, I'm sorry that I tried to kill your boyfriend, and I did, but please come in. I understand, and I just found it very odd for this episode. It felt the scenes on the beach with Alice and Sapphira, I just felt it was kind of odd, really. It felt like something that you would do next week, because next week is kind of you're closing out the stories. But the counter argument is you're hinting next season. You know there's a season 3 coming. And you're planning to have Luke becoming Batwing. You're gonna have one of the Crow members becoming Bane. You're gonna figure out Black Mask. You have to deal with this Kate thing, and maybe hinting the villains for a possible villain for next season. It's a lot of tune in 42 minutes, so it could be that easy thing of like, okay, we'll end one now, so we can give a big bang boom explosion finale as much as we can, as much as we can on our budget, and all that. So yeah, I mean, this episode is fine. I mean, there's a lot of Easter eggs because let's call Cersei. Cersei walks into the Bat Gallery, where you see Mr. Freeze Iceway, you see Mad Hatter's hat, you see Poison Ivy's boots. We saw Venom Toxin, which of course we'll hint to next week. No Joker card? No Joker card. Trying to think. Probably Fear Toxin was there. It's probably gonna be in those situations where like us fans are going to go and speculate, like, okay, what's going to happen? Where's this? And okay, that's that and that's that. They lead on something that has pointy ears, which my guess will be Luke's Batwing costume. Which actually they show photos of it. It's not bad. I was like, wow, not bad. Let's see how this goes in motion. It's not. My guess it's an easy suit to translate. It's all black with a blue light for a signal. It's very simple. But yeah, let's see how this final episode goes out. Let's see how the story concludes. Because so far, like, ever since they shown, was it Wallace's Day's face to reveal, like, oh, here's Kane, if is and isn't, as we know now. It feels like the season found its grip. It found its footing. Like, this is the story they wanted to tell, but then the CW was like, but you got 18 episodes, so you had to switch this shit out. And you're like, fuck. Yeah. And so you get this kind of love-hate relationship of a season, as we all know I had. So yeah, this is a good episode. Good episode.